Hello everybody, this is Evan with Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today I'm going to be bringing you a review of Picture Perfect. So Picture Perfect is a game by Arcane Wonders. It's for 2 to 4 players, and plays about 45 minutes. So I'm going to take you down to the tabletop here, show you a good example of how to play the game, then bring you back up and give you my final thoughts. Alright, so down here on the table is a basic setup of Picture Perfect. So in Picture Perfect, you are trying to capture the best picture possible with your guests. You have 14 different guests, and every single person has different wants for this picture. And you have to try and accommodate as many as possible to score as many points as possible. So in this game, you're going to have a backdrop area, the floor here. You're going to have a table that everyone's going to be surrounded, and as I have set up here, there are some decorations. The decorations themselves for the base game are just that, decorations, but if you were to play the variant that is included in the game, the auction, which I'll get into a little bit but not really go into too much, you'll use these decorations here as currency for the auction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this table here and move it to the side so you can get a better view overall of the floor here. So this big area is where the table was sitting, but you can see there are various squares all around the table there, and what those are is various spots that you can place said guest. And yes, there is actually even a plant that is a guest. But you will be arranging your guest out and about for this picture. But where you want to place them and how you want to place them is the question. So the key of the game is, depending on how many players you have, you are going to have so many envelopes in your possession. And these envelopes look like this. So there are one for each guest. I have a couple that are already set up. So in a 2-player game, you would have 5 envelopes in your possession. A 3-player game, you would have 4. And 4 players, you would have 3. Now, there are 14 guests, and if you do the math, it doesn't come out quite even. There are going to be certain numbers, depending on how many people are playing, in the middle, and those are not in possession of anybody, and there'll be cards that will actually make you switch and stuff like that, which I'll go over in a little bit. But on your turn, let's say in this example we have a 4-player game, so you would have in possession 3 cards. So on your turn, you would take any one of these, and you're going to open it up. You're going to look. Here's the back of the cards, and here's the front of the cards. So for this gentleman right here, these are his requests for in the picture. He wants to be in the middle, and it's going to give you a little area here. So let's grab him off the side and just kind of stick him there. He wants to be next to. Now next to is not diagonally. So we're going to put her right there. He wants to be next to this guy. So we'll put him right there behind. Now, can't see him, so you have to kind of shimmy a little bit. When you take the final picture, you're supposed to be able to see everybody in the picture. Okay, so once I'm done, I'll take all that information and I'll put it back into the envelope. I have 2 more to go through here. Now, once I put the stuff back into this envelope and I put it down, I cannot open this envelope again this turn. So I need to be sure what I'm doing with this one before I seal it away. But I'm pretty confident with that. So the next one we're going to look at, we got the dog, and we got this guy. We already placed him out here. So let's take a look at what he wants. Okay. He wants to be next to the plant. So let's grab the plant, and we'll stick the plant right there. Very, very good spot. Oh, that accidentally turned him, so we got to fix him. Now these two, they have a front and a back. You need to make sure the front is always facing out. Okay? So, next, it doesn't want to be next to a man. Well, see, that's a problem because he wants to be there. So that's going to be something that's going to conflict. So you got to figure out which one of these do you want to accomplish. Last one is we want to make sure that no one sees the face of the dog. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of stick the dog way over here in the hopes that we can put something in front of the dog, you know, such as another person or something like that. That might cover the face of the dog, but we still can kind of see the outline of the dog, you know, later on. In this case too, you know, we see that, we place the dog out. Even though it doesn't relate to any of the cards that we revealed, we could just place somebody out if we wanted to. That's perfectly fine. So we've accomplished everything on that one. So we're going to put all the cards back into this one and seal him away for this turn. Next is the dog. So the dog wants to be in the second row, so either here or there. So we'll just slide the dog up. But the dog also wants to be in the first row. But the dog also wants to be next to the dog, or as it says on the bottom, just be this guest. So that's almost like a freebie point there. But we run into conflicting information. First row, second row. So we only complete one of those because obviously they can't be in two places at once. So we figure out which one of those two and try and keep it in our mind bank, that we could go in either one of these. And it could be either side. Doesn't matter which one. But we'll leave the dog right there. Now we sealed that up. And then what's going to be next is once everybody else is done, you're going to go to these turn cards. So they're marked, so you know, like a 2-player game, 3-player game, 4-player game, which ones you're going to use, and they're also marked for auction, not auction. But I'm just going to give you an example. Like, you'll flip the top one over, and then you just follow the instructions on the card, like this one. Both players give 2 envelopes to the other player. This is just the 2-player one, just one I happen to grab. But that's how you're going to switch around the hidden information cards. You're going to complete that 6 times. Hopefully you'll get a lot of different information from a whole bunch of different other cards. And that's going to help you complete this the best you can. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this table and bring it back over here. Now the table's going to stay there the entire time as you're putting this picture together. But say, through the information here, we've gathered about this much, okay? So what's going to happen after the 6th turn, you are going to actually pull out your phone, take a picture encompassing just this moment here. You want to keep the top part onto the top of the screen here that you're keeping your information hidden, and capture this. And you're going to use that as the basis for your scoring. So your scoring on your hidden information, if you close it up, there's a little quick reference sheet right here, which is really nice, and a little scoring track. So you're just going to open it up, or I guess close it up, and you're just going to go through each envelope and score each one individually, all together. So if you complete just one thing out of an envelope, you get 1 point. 2 things is 3 points. 3 things is 6 points. If you get nothing in an envelope, you lose 3 points. That next one down there is if you don't put that person out, you don't score any points. You don't lose any points, but you don't gain any points. And the very last one there, that's for the auction. You're just going to follow along and gather your points, and the person that has the most points wins. One additional thing that happens during the game is each player is given one of these cards. They're called a VIP card. So whenever you have an envelope, you can slide your VIP card into that envelope. So that instead of having 3 requests now, it has 4. 3 requests in this VIP card. This VIP card very simply does what it says on there. It doubles the points when scoring is completed. So if you feel very confident about a person, you have it all set, you can get double the amount of points. And hopefully you can keep that information from everyone else, because If it's double the points, it's also double the negative points. So if you're able to hide that information and a couple people don't get anything on that one, they could lose up to 6 points on that one. Meanwhile, you're gaining double 3, which will be 6 points plus 6 points. But yeah, whoever gets the best picture by the score is the winner. You captured the perfect moment for everybody. So I'm going to bring you back from the table here and give you my final thoughts of Picture Perfect. So my final thoughts here on Picture Perfect. So Picture Perfect is a very good lightweight game. Very abstract thinking. A lot of memory involved with it. But what I really, really like about this game is its table presence is completely different from a lot of other games. That's what really drew me into this game. It's a game that most people have some familiarity with because we've all had to take a group picture of some sort, people shuffling around. And really, I mean, that's the basis of the game, is trying to get that right arrangement of people. But not everyone is going to want stuff that's going to make sense, and you're going to have to overlap. Well, I want to stand here. Well, I want to stand here. You're going to have to figure out how are you going to circumnavigate all these different requests. I found the couple of times that I play that I'm very much a people pleaser, and I try to appease as many people as I can. And usually I've been fairly lucky on that, but there's going to be other times I'm going to play that, and it's not going to work just because of how it's arranged. I really like the component quality for the game. Everything's a nice heavyweight plastic, and there's upgrades to the game too that you can change the cardboard figures into transparent tokens. So there's some good variation with that, and I believe at the time of this recording there are 3 expansions plus a 5 and 6 player expansion. So you can expand this game a lot more than just the base game. So there's a lot more options in there. And from what I understand, the expansions have really, really good following, really good reviews with them too. So excited, one day to get those and try those out. But this is a game that I see me and my family playing quite a bit here into the future, just because it is a nice, light, easy game. Last time my wife and I played it, I think we got it done in about 30 minutes. It was pretty good. You can teach this in 5 minutes and get playing. And it's a very good game to even introduce non-board game people to playing board games. So that's my final thoughts here on Picture Perfect. I really do recommend it if you're looking for a good lightweight game. This is something that could fit that mold for you and just be something completely different than what you have maybe other copies of. But until later, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button so you can see when all of our content comes out. Until later, this is Evan. Have a good night.